is important. Yes.
Being someone who's also, well, tasted politics in the country, you understand what they call mobilizers. So, if you're talking about technocrats, knowing that we're getting close to 2015, and are you saying the president should look towards getting a technocrat and not a mobilizer, someone who can actually mobilize the electorates on that day?
No, there are two things here that the president needs to do. Somebody has to manage the political side, and he has to deliver service, governance to Nigerians. And it's always difficult when you're battling the political side and you're battling with them deliver to the people. So if you ask me, I will advise the president to focus on delivering governance, service to Nigerians, to improve so that the quality of life of Nigerians will be improved, so that people can get jobs, so that businesses can expand. So he should be more concerned about the economy. And that is what people are subtly telling the president. Yeah, give us jobs. We are hungry.
Yeah, but Dr. West, I mean, the thing is, while Nigerians or people will expect that, yes, a lot of people will expect that he focuses on deliverables, get technocrats, but the thing is, they can't completely just dismiss politics out of all of this in appointing the substantive ones. Maybe if you could combine the technocrats and the political chap, maybe techno-political person to eventually come on board and take over, because truth be told, they will think about their political career and all of this. But let me narrow it down to, when a minister is removed and this minister of state takes over, perhaps understandable. But what about when a minister of state is off and then the substantive minister or the minister stays? One wonders, how then does one explain that? Take, for instance, in the power sector.
Yeah, and the power sector, the minister just came on board. And the minister of state, has maybe for political reasons or for any other reason, the minister has been relieved, the minister of state has been relieved of his duties. Now, but you cannot, the most dangerous one is when the minister and the minister of state are not there. It is not good, like defense, for instance. When the Minister of Information has to double as Minister of State. For over a year, we have not had a substantive Minister of Defense. And you know how important defense is. And there is no minister to give direction. So what do you think will happen? Because if there's any ministry that there shouldn't be any minister at all for one day, it's not the Ministry of Defense. Knowing that security issues and that's the role that defense plays in making sure that the nation is not attacked and the internal security and all that, so it's important that the minister, some ministries are very key, and there are some ministries also that you can have some political things, make some political appointments without appointing politicians, without technocrats. And for example, the minister has a special advisor or on political affairs. So such people should be able to mobilize towards the president's 2015 ambition, so that he should focus on deliverables. I'm not saying he should ignore the political side, but what is topmost in Nigeria, in the minds of Nigerians, is to put food on the table so that their children can go to school and graduate at the time they're supposed to, and that they'll have food put on the table at the time they're supposed to, and that their parents, the children's parents, should be able to get a job and earn money and pay their school fees at the time they're supposed to do so. These are issues, burning issues. And when you come back, the quality of life of the people expect the quality of life to improve. How then is it that in this day knowledge economy, 2013, that the quality of life of Nigerians has dropped, and better in the 60s than it is today. I was reading about an American an artist who came before the war, who lived in Lagos, and coming back now, many years later, she felt that everything has changed. The quality of life of the people has really dropped. The value system has been eroded. These are things that the president should address to make sure that the standard of living of the people, the quality of life, of Nigerians, is better than it used to be in the past.
Mr. Windsor, just quickly, some people will say, or let me quickly ask, do you really believe that all of this, was done altruistically and that truly there were no political undertones?
No, if like I earlier said, that you can't rule out some political undertone. There are for several reasons. And there are some people whose interests have not also been, taken care of in terms of as per the appointments. Some people that have helped the president one way or the other, and they have their own interests still waiting. Some of these interests maybe will be taken care of in this second stanza. So, but you can't rule out completely political motivation behind all of this. But beyond that, I think that is a practice of any government at one point in time to change the cabinet so that people can perform. Which I believe that if the president gets it right now, appointing the right people right now, who can work hard to deliver on the president's vision, then it will make a lot of difference come 2015. Whether he has, because people will look at, the world is influenced by what they see. Nigerians are influenced by what they see. So that is what they want to see. They want to see factories working. They want to see their parents going to work. They want to see people put their hands busy. They want to see a situation where you don't need to go to Abuja before you become a big man, where you don't need to do government contract before you be a big man, where you don't need to go to Lagos before you find food to eat. They want to see a situation where the economy is not only diversified, the economy is diversified on one hand, and also the economy is decentralized.
So, Mr.
These are two things. The focus now is on diversifying, but we should also focus on decentralizing the economy, so that anywhere you are in Nigeria, you can earn a living and be comfortable, rather than going to either Abuja or Lagos or Port Harcourt or Kano.
So you're saying very clearly that those that were dropped is not because, all of them were not hardworking, or that the people who are left are even more hardworking than those that were dropped. Is that what you're saying? No, you see, everybody works hard, but you have to also work smart. What are you working hard? A truck pusher works hard. But the other ways you can come up with some ideas. In this, we are a knowledge economy, and knowledge is brought to work. Physical things are played down these days. You need some ideas. Let's take agri for instance. Even though the agri sector also has some issues, but you can't doubt that the minister came on board with some ideas. And again, the resources are available, like I said earlier. And again, political undertones are there, no doubt. So you can't rule that out. So what we're saying is that it's not that we're not hardworking, but again, performance deliverables. You can work hard and without delivering on that. Activity is not productivity. So we have not seen in some of these ministries what they have been able to do, to warrant their continuous stay in the office.
Well, anyway, let's try and look at stumbling blocks in trying to give deliverables and development to the people. If you have some people, for instance, in your cabinet, or some moles, or people who try to, slow you down, don't you think that could also be another reason for you to change and bring in new people that can actually actualize those agenda